Alright, there is a wonderful, delicious homemade pecan pie that goes along with some wonderful, delicious homemade chicken gumbo. Good stuff too. And I percolated some coffee. Starbucks. Oh, what's this? Something strange looking? That looks like frozen shrimp. Well, hello you. This is not about you. It's not for you. And this is one time I can say it's not about you. Okay? No. There's no food this time. I'm sorry. Go on out of the kitchen. Well, maybe later. I was going to do an aquarium focus this time, and somebody had to show up and get her little hairy hiney in here like she thinks it's food. So anyway, there's the destination right there. Watch what happens when I come over here and I set the food up here. They know what's going to happen, and they start getting all squirrely and excited. So what I normally do is set the food up here. Look at them. They know. I got to put some garlic and some multivitamin in the food, and it's still defrosting, but they start their little food dance. They all get together and they swim in circles. She runs in circles over there. Yes. Did you know you go in circles, but the fish swim in circles? What is it about these animals doing circular dances when it comes to food? There's my shadow down there because food is involved somehow. Oh. And that would be the phone, so I'll call back. I'm back from the phone call, so I add a little bit of real stinky garlic drops to that. It's supposed to be good for the fish. Put some multivitamin in there. Didn't put very much this time. And they are still doing their little food dance in anticipation of being fed. So let's go ahead and see what happens here.
So is what you're telling me that she never gave you?
There's the first little.
Now talk about the bail money, the $800. After you were released from jail on this charge, did she give you any money?
Yes.
Old Judge Judy's giving somebody a hard time.
I just used it.
What do you mean you just used it? You didn't have it?
Hard to change, honestly.
Where is the big mean green at? Oh, the beast of the deep. Wait a minute. I see a tentacle back there.
Tell me where you were, where she was.
Okay. We were at my apartment.
After you were released from jail.
Yes, that's correct. We were at my apartment.
Alright, so we're going to give some more food.
Figure $800 is an accurate figure that she gave you then?
It's an accurate figure, yes.
And that was the amount of the bail?
Yes, ma'am.
So there had to have been a discussion, sir, about paying your grandmother back. Did you ever pay your grandmother back?
Honestly, that's my grandmother. I have to pay my grandmother back.
Did you ever pay your grandmother back?
Oh, and there's the shrimp.
Because I was a student, and she understood that she was already mad at me about what I did. I felt like I disobeyed her for doing that.
Don't get to see him too often.
My grandmother never made me pay her back because I really asked my grandmother for anything. I did it on my own. So I never asked her to pay. I never told her anything.
But she gave you $800,
yes,
which just so happened to coincide with the money that your grandmother was indebted for your bail.
Yes.
So that's an odd figure. I mean, she could have given you $500, she could have given you $1,100. So my question to you is, Mr. Wright, why wouldn't you give it back to your grandmother? Your grandmother didn't push her.
I know.
I know. Who is this?
She's my girlfriend.
Your new girlfriend.
Yes.
Do you work now, Mr. Wright?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
At Target in Chula Vista.
What do you do?
On the front team.
And what does your girlfriend do?
She's a dental assistant. She's going to school to be a dentist.
And are you living together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's
Now,
do some
the bail
more
is very easy. You felt badly that you called the police. You gave
food
me
here.
$800, and there was no indication in anything that you told me that it was a loan. So let's get back to the other monies that you claim he owes you.
Oh, look at Marlin.
Tell me about what that money was, when it was given to him, and what for.
Okay, in November of 2009, he was getting money from his grandmother for rent and phone bills and money.
Oh, here comes the big green machine, the monster of the deep. Says, I detect food. Well, come on, Mama. Big old Mama. I guess it is.
So until she got her money and sent it to him. So
Okay.
I did.
So you did?
Yes.
And what were you doing at the time?
I was working with ESS. It's Extended Student Services. It's an after-school child care for kids.
Mm-hmm. And how much were you earning?
$12.32 an hour.
Okay, so there's some more
My mother.
yuck stuff. Little shrimp. This one's going to have smaller micey shrimp in it.
Give to him.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to take a look at it.
There she comes.
Mr. Wright, who were you living with
Come on
in
now.
November of 2009?
Roommates, teammates.
Isn't she awesome?
And how many nights a week did your girlfriend stay over at your house?
Probably like 2 or 3.
By the way, when did you break up? What day?
We broke up in a couple of times. Once in March before he hit me.
March what?
March, I would say 16th.
And then?
And then we broke up once in January.
You mean that was
Another happy episode of Judge Judy.
So March 16th is the day of this altercation that he went.
Alright, last time I'm going to do this. Big old dump there.
He hit me March 20th. We broke up 4 days before that.
So you broke up on March 16th. Tell me under what circumstances.
I didn't want to be with him anymore.
So you wanted to have nothing to do with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You mean after you broke up with him, you paid his rent and phone bills?
Yes.
I don't believe that for a minute. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
And later today,
He took out a loan for that month.
I don't think it was a loan. I thought it was through his credit card.
Well, what do you think that is? Stay in school.
here's the season to give.
But how do you know which charity is worth your money?
Enter Wise Man Steve Noviello with donation tips.
Giving is better.
Tomorrow on Good Day.
Do you have the next $1 million idea? Do you have an invention or perhaps an improvement to an existing product and just don't know how to get started? Do you believe your product, idea, or invention has merit and fulfills a need? Do you think a manufacturer would want to produce and market your product and pay you royalties? If the answer is yes, call the professionals at Lone Star Patent Services for your free inventor's information. We can help. Call now.
There is a colorful little hermit crab right back there.
During the holidays, there's a lot to get done. And Safeway Select appetizers from Tom Thumb help you rise to every occasion. From delectable to amazing, there are over 20 affordable Safeway Select appetizers to make all of your gatherings just as merry as can be.
And Watchman, he just sits there and
Only at
watches.
Tom Thumb. Ingredients for life.
I got to see the mandarin goby today. Came up around from behind over there. Very beautiful fish, but doesn't show himself very often. So what are you doing over here? Have you had all the fun you want?
Behind every good doctor is a great healthcare team. Behind every patient, dedicated medical professionals with a passion to help. And behind every
See those little things there in the middle? They're starting to curl their leaves because when they get the shrimp on them, they curl them in and digest them. I guess that's what they do.
548-0605. That's 1-800-548-0605 or visit national.edu.
For details on no interest for 2 full years, visit robinsbrothers.com.
Closed captioning is provided by
You call that bread? In 15 minutes, you can
Alright, that's the feeding of the fish for today.
flavor with your bread. And some layers with your bread. If you're serving bread, honey, then serve it. Greens. Dinner ideas made easy.
it's a rule of nature. You don't decide when vegetables reach the